galit na galit sa mga Duterte dahil, ewan ko kung dahil lang adik yung pamilya nila, nakikinabang yung pamilya nila sa krimen. Galit na galit sa Duterte. Yan ang totoo. Oh. Ngayon, kahit todo-todo yung sinira nila si VP Sara Duterte, the mere fact na lamang pa rin si VP Sara Duterte, time is 2. Ang kasunod niya, tandaan nyo, 15. 34 si VP Sara Duterte, 15 yung kasunod. Tapos yung mga kakampuit, less than 10 ata yun. Nandyan yun mamaya papakita.
As ng porsyento nila even before, na ngayon nakikita natin na kahit bumababa ito, ay mataas pa rin. Yeah. Ganun ba yun?
Yeah, so I think it remains, what's clear here is that it remains to be a really big constituency, those who identify themselves as pro-Duterte. And a lot of it really is concentrated in Mindanao, no? Halimbawa, 69% of people from Mindanao say that they are pro-Dutertes. And this is also the region where the number of independents are, it's actually at its lowest then, only 24%. But in the other regions outside of Mindanao, almost half, 45 to 43% are independent. So what you can see here is that the number of Filipinos saying that they're pro-Duterte, it's quite stable because most of it is drawn from a specific region of the country. And sabi nga nila, no, if it's a solid
stable. Yari kayo ngayon. Hindi pa nangangampanya yung si VP Sara Duterte. Hindi pa nangangampayan. Siniraan nyo pa ng todo-todo yan.
No, then you see that it's really manifesting at the national level. Yeah. Whereas in other places across the country, the support for different factions are quite dispersed. And in fact, half of those sinasabi pa nga nila they're independent. Kaya the other factions are smaller compared to the Dutertes. But you can see here also that the other way to look at it is that there are 3 out of 10 Filipinos saying that they are siding or supporting the Dutertes, but the rest, the 7 out of 10, are happy to side with other factions or in fact declare themselves as independent.
Clive, itong away na magkapatid ni PBBM tsaka ni Senator Amy, does it affect the Marcos base per se? And yung traditional Marcos base, kanino napupunta? Sa President or sa kay Senator Amy?
Yeah, well, I think if you look at our survey numbers, and that's kasi that's also an interesting question for me personally, whether Senator Amy Marcos as a sway pa with the Marcos supporters. We asked the question na sino yung tingin nila are the poorly performing senators out of all the incumbent senators. And among the pro-Marcos supporters, the top responses are Senator Jinggoy Estrada, Senator Amy Marcos, and Senator Bato de la Rosa. Magkakadikit sila, 26 to 28%. So I think it's safe to say that the Marcos voters do not necessarily identify with Senator Amy now, no? Given that, yun nga, meron silang away ng kanyang kapatid na ating Pangulo.
Kumbaga, it doesn't follow. Anyway, I was
yan yung sinasabi natin mga kababayan. Kaya nga, malinaw doon na hindi paninira yung ginawa ni Amy. Yung ginawa ni Amy ng pagbubulgar sa kanyang kapatid sa INC rally ay hindi ho nakabuti para sa kanya. Hindi ho nakabuti sa Marcos family or Marcos name. Yun po ay lalong binagsak sila. So ibig sabihin, hindi niya yun sinabi para siraan yung kapatid niya, umangat siya. Hindi yun. Kasi sinasabi ng ibang mga, alam mo na, yung mga loyalista, yung mga tatanga-tanga dyan, sasabihin nila, ano yan, kaya siniraan para umangat siya. Hindi, wala. Lalo nga it doesn't follow nga lalong walang nangyari. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? There are other motives, which is simply, gusto niya na pauwiin yung kanyang ading dahil kawawa na, nakikita niya na, baka malapit na.
Bago tayo mag-umpisa, baka pwede niyong i-like ang video na to. Malaking bagay ang like sa aming mga content creators. Maraming salamat po.
Hayop ka talaga! Ang ganda mong lalaki!
Itong ginagawa ng ICI, akala nila nakakaloko sila. Hindi ho. Kaya bumagsak ho ang ratings ni Marcos patuloy dahil sa flood control controversy. Pero bago po mangyari ang mga ganyang klaseng usapan, ulitin lang po natin mga kababayan, baka naman pwede mag-subscribe na po kayo kasi sa mga nanonood, hindi nakasubscribe. Ito.
Vice President Sara Duterte's performance ratings have held steady while that of President Marcos have been hammered by the flood control scandal.
Salita, hammered. Sabihin, pinukpok, pabagsak. Di ba? Ganon katindi yung pagbagsak ng ratings. Si VP Sara Duterte, kahit tindi ng paninira ng gobyernong ito, kahit yung mga bayarang vlogger niya, mula doon sa bayot na Canada, hanggang doon sa bayot sa Tondo, ay hindi pala taga Tondo yun. Taga ano yun, Bulacan ata yun, yung Bart na yun. Hindi, madalas kasi yan dyan sa Tondo eh. Naghahanap ng chupageti. Pero kahit anong paninira nila kay VP Sara Duterte, nanatiling matindi ho ang sabihin, stable ang kanyang trust rating. Pero si Marcos, hammered. Can touch this. Hammer time pala.
So, the latest survey published by WR Numero, conducted from November 21 to 28, found that public satisfaction for the president has dropped to a new low, with only 21% saying they think.
Ayan tinan mo. Tinan natin wait Chotomate, lakihan natin yan Lubos na mahusay. 4%. Mahusay, 21%. 47, lubos na hindi mahusay. Ang inakahihiyan yan. How can you rule a country na merong ganyan na 21% lang ang naniniwala sa'yo? Dapat na talagang ipa-impeach to. Mantakin mo 21% na lang naniniwala sa kanya. Saka nakakita ng ganun. Hindi kasi alam mo bakit Kasi impeachment, it doesn't mean na you're guilty of a crime. No. Yung impeachment is wala nang tiwala ang taong bayan sa'yo. Yun Hindi yun crime. Okay? So ano yung mga yun? Tulad itong flood control project na hindi niya napinabayaan niya. Kaya nga 21% na lang yan That's really, alam mo yun, an indication na dapat na ma-impeach itong presidente to. Wala nang tiwala sa'yo ang taong bayan. Mahiya ka naman. Kung sa ibang bansa yan, nag-resign na siguro ito, wala. Kapal ang mukha nitong Marcos na to
think he's done very well. In contrast, Vice President Sara Duterte's numbers have held steady.
Lubos na mahusay, 43%. Grabe, palakpakan natin. Lubos na mahusay, 10%. Mahusay, 33%. Ilan lang ang hindi naniniwala? 23%. Kitang-kita mo yung mga tanso lang ang hindi naniniwala sa kanya. Yung mga utot-utot bayarang followers lang ni Marcos ang hindi naniniwala kay VP Sara Duterte. Oy, kayo ang nakaupo. Kayo may kontrolado ng mga yan, Walang kontrol si VP Sara Duterte dyan. Media naglabas niyan. Hindi vlogger yan, hindi yan kinuha sa social media. Ay baka nga dinoktor pa yan Hindi natin alam Di ba? Kasi naalala ninyo, sabi nga ni Marcoleta noon, hindi siya naniniwala sa survey kasi sa survey hindi siya pumapasok sa top 12 pero nung pagkatapos ng election, I think top 6 o top 5, nakalimutan ko na. Di ba? Sabi niya malamang niririg yung survey. O kaya nga eto, malamang sa malamang. Binawasan pa yung kay VP Sara Duterte. Kasi walang kakayanan ang mga Duterte na magkalikot ng mga survey. Una, tinanggalan nga ng budget, walang ka-budget, walang pera. Yung tatay, pinakulong. Lahat ng panglulungpo ginawa ng gobyernong ito sa mga Duterte. So wala silang kapangyarihan. Kung meron mang may kapangyarihan, di ko sinabing confirm na nirigo ito pero kung meron mang kapangyarihan gumawa ng katarantaduhan sa survey, walang iba kung hindi ang administrasyon. And yet, ganito pa rin. Stable pa rin si VP Sara Duterte.
43% approving of her performance. Only 23% said they didn't approve, while 34% said they weren't sure.
Joining us now is Cleve Arguelles, President and CEO of WR Numero, to help us understand the latest WR Numero survey. Magandang umaga po sa inyo, Cleve. Thanks for joining us. Nakamute po kayo. We can't hear you. Let's try that again. Good.
Thank you for having me today.
Alright, so let's break it down. Ano ba tong naging pinaka-question ditong sa survey na ito at ito ang lumabas?
Yes, so this is part of our quarterly regular questions that we've built in our national survey. Tinatanong natin yung ating mga kababayan across the country, how do they describe the performance of the two top officials of the country, the president and the vice president, as they perform their roles respectively. And the results as you've just discussed is that we find that the president's performance ratings is at its lowest at 21%. This is lowest since we started doing the survey since it took office actually in 2022.
So specifically, when you say yung ratings o yung barometer nito, it's the performance of the president mismo ang bumagsak in general of how he's handling the corruption issues.
Yes, so this is a general question in terms of his performance as a president. But we know that most recently, ang latest developments is that we have this flood control scandal. And in fact, nung last State of the Nation address niya, we did a survey right after it. Nung August, there was a slight bump, may slight increase for the president.
Yeah.
So it actually increased yung kanyang performance from 29% nung April, nag-increase ito to 35% in August. But unfortunately now, because of the same scandal that he himself
Grabe, no? After daw yung, mahiya naman kayo, yan, optics. Umakyat bigla yung ratings ni BBM. But, nung August daw, nung nakita ng tao na yung kanyang salita ay walang laman, walang aksyon, puro katarantaduhan lang, puro for optics sake, of para lamang sa, alam mo yon, papakyut, para lang masabing may ginawa, nagalit lalo ang taong bayan. Kaya biglang bumagsak. Hammer down.
Yung unang nag-expose, we find that the public is penalizing him, or they're saying that it's the performance that they've been seeing so far is not up to their standards. So hence the decline to 21%.
Yung sa lines niya kung saan siya nagde-decline, may impact ba yung mga rallies sa kanyang approval rating?
I think there should be an impact. I think it's very much related because we also actually asked in the same survey that we did. This was fielded 21st to the 28th of November. We asked them whether they support the November 30 anti-corruption protest, and we find that as many as 59% of Filipinos said that they support the anti-corruption protest last November 30. So, if you find 6 out of 10 Filipinos supportive of the protest, I suspect that it has something to do also why they do not like or they're not happy with the president's performance.
Well, I was wondering kung ginawa itong survey also in the days nung lumabas yung mga video statements of Zaldico. And do you think it also affected yung numero ng presidente because of that?
I think that's also a likely case, no, given that na tutok naman yung ating mga kababayan on the latest developments on the flood control issue. But we also find in the same national survey that we did that actually I think more or less Filipinos now are quite confused on who to really assign blame on, or who to really say as the primary accountable or responsible for this anomalous flood control projects. So Filipinos are divided. 31% are saying it's the president himself that should be made personally accountable. But another 31% are saying that it's actually the officials of the agencies involved, DPWH for example, and even the budget department. And another 28% naman, they are putting the blame on the contractors like the Diskaya couple. So I think there's no consensus yet, but definitely for some of us, some of the Filipinos, we find accountability at the president's desk.
Well, it's good that you mentioned that because seeing the survey right now, malaki yung porsyento ng hindi pa sigurado, no? There's 23% if I'm not mistaken doon sa presidential preferences and 30.6% doon sa vice presidential preferences. So what do you make of it? What do you think na ang laki pa rin, no ba, nung hindi pa rin sigurado when in fact we've seen the rallies, etc. And a lot of people talaga are saying things about the whole scandal and seeking for accountability.
Yes, actually, you're right. This is a very important part of the story as well on the popularity ratings of both the president and vice president. That a big number of Filipinos, 32% for President Marcos, 34% naman for Vice President Sara, are saying that they're unsure on how to assess their leadership performance so far. And to me, what this tells us is that there's a good number that we can call or describe as the middle forces or the median voter, right? That there's still a wait and see attitude on how to really assess our top two leaders. And what's interesting here is that for the past quarters that we have been doing this survey, what we find also is that the direction of how Filipinos are moving is that they actually first go to the unsure phase bago sila they change their minds. Halimbawa, if they started being satisfied with the president's performance at the beginning of the year, some of them will start to report being unsure in the next quarter before another quarter that they turned out to be dissatisfied na. So there's that process, I think, that Filipinos are really assessing on the basis of the progress or the lack of progress, if you will, on the issues of the day, including for now the corruption issue.
It's interesting you mentioned yung middle forces, no? Kasi it's been talked about a lot this last 3 to 4 weeks about the tipping point would be the middle ground, no? And well, let's get straight to the point. Sabi nila, yung mga Pinklawan holds a majority of the pink wave. How critical is this mass kung saan sila papanik in the next few months?
Yes. We also measure in our survey the number of Filipinos that identifies themselves as supportive of specific political factions. We call this the measure of factional partisanship.
Yes.
34% identify as supporters of the Dutertes, so they're the biggest here so far.
34.
15% with the Marcos, 12% with the
Grabe, no? Wala sa kalate. 15 sa 34.
opposition, broadly defined as identified with former VP Leni Robredo, Senator Ontiveros, and Senator Bam Aquino. And then the rest actually, and this is the biggest chunk, 39% saying that they're independents. No? So what's very important here, I think part of the developing political landscape as well is that for the majority of Filipinos, no, they're in this camp, the independent camp. No? So kung ano man yung
Grabe naman kayo, pinost nyo na naman yan. No? Nakakahiya, 21% alam may gusto kay Marcos. Huwag nyo na may post yan, paulit-ulit. Yung isa,
proposal on how to get out of this mess of the flood control issue, whether, di ba, there are calls for resignation, there are calls naman for a transition council, there are calls to tighten the investigation, no, ibang usapin pa what's happening in the ICI, for example. At least for 4 out of 10 Filipinos, they haven't still, they have yet to make up their mindset who to support. No? So middle forces talaga pa to na nag-aantay who to really support and choose in this fragmented political landscape.
Could it be itong sinasabing independent na to, ang mga not really ayaw kay Marcos pero ayaw din kay VP Sara? Pwedeng ganun ba ang pag-iisip nila?
Yeah, in fact, ayaw nila doon sa tatlong major political factions, if you will.
grabe yung slight ganun nung ano, no? Ito bang 39% na ito ayaw kay Marcos at ayaw kay VP Sara Duterte? Sandali. Tatlo yung binabanggit nung lalaki Tatlo yun eh. Kasama doon sila Leni Robredo, yung mga kakampuit. Itong twist nung isa, dalawa lang. Parang sinasabi niya, so ibig bang sabihin nun, ayaw doon sa dalawa? At gusto dito kay kakampuit? Hindi eh. Ito ang sabi nito, ayaw doon sa tatlo, ayaw makialam sa politika.
In the country right now, they don't identify with the Dutertes, not with the Marcoses as well, but also not with the traditional opposition. So
Yan, malinaw yun yung kakampuit eh. Yung traditional opposition. Kayo talaga, medyo alam mo yun? Inangling nung media eh.
they're really saying that out of all these options, I'm saying that I'm not choosing any of these three, no, and choosing the independent.
Well, on to the Duterte block naman, Cleve, we see na majority of the percentage doon sa survey ay puro mga Duterte block pa rin. Does this mean na because
Malungkot kayo? Malungkot kayo kasi Duterte pa rin? Ang karamihan ng mga Pilipino, Duterte supporter pa rin? Ito tandaan niyo ito. Bakit sasabihin ng iba? Bakit sabihin hindi na pala katulad nung dati na sobrang dami? Basta sabi nating naapektuhan ng paninira nitong mga hindot na mga DDH. Matindi yung paninira ng mga DDH yung talagang galit na galit sa mga Duterte. Di ba? Galit na galit sa mga Duterte dahil ewan ko kung dahil lang adik yung pamilya nila, nakikinabang yung pamilya nila sa krimen. Galit na galit sa Duterte. Yan ang totoo. Ngayon, kahit todo-todo yung sinira nila si VP Sara Duterte, the mere fact na lamang pa rin si VP Sara Duterte times 2. Ang kasunod niya, tandaan nyo, 15. 34 si VP Sara Duterte, 15 yung kasunod. Tapos yung mga kakampuit, less than 10 ata yun. Nandyan yun mamaya papakita.
As ng porsyento nila even before, na ngayon nakikita natin na kahit bumababa ito, ay mataas pa rin.
Yeah.
Ganun ba yun?
So I think it remains, what's clear here is that it remains to be a really big constituency, those who identify themselves as pro-Duterte. And a lot of it really is concentrated in Mindanao, no? Halimbawa, 69% of people from Mindanao say that they are pro-Dutertes. And this is also the region where the number of independents it's actually at its lowest then, only 24%. But in the other regions outside of Mindanao, almost half, 45 to 43% are independent. So what you can see see here is that the number of Filipinos saying that they're pro Duterte, it's quite stable because most of it is drawn from a specific region of the country. And sabi nga nila, no, if it's a solid
Stable. Yari kayo ngayon. Hindi pa nangangampanya yung si VP Sara Duterte. Hindi pa nangangampayan. Siniraan nyo pa ng todo-todo yan.
support, no, then you see that it's really manifesting at the national level.
Yeah.
Whereas in other places across the country, the support for different factions are quite dispersed. And in fact, half of those sinasabi pa nga nila they're independent. Kaya the other factions are smaller compared to the Dutertes. But you can see here also that the other way to look at it is that there are 3 out of 10 Filipinos saying that they are siding or supporting the Dutertes, but the rest, the 7 out of 10, are happy to side with other factions or in fact declare themselves as independent.
Clive, itong away na magkapatid ni PBBM tsaka ni Senator Amy, does it affect the Marcos base per se? And yung traditional Marcos base, kanino napupunta? Sa President or sa kay Senator Amy?
Yeah, well, I think if you look at our survey numbers, and that's kasi that's also an interesting question for me personally, whether Senator Amy Marcos as a sway pa with the Marcos supporters. We asked the question na sino yung tingin nila are the poorly performing senators out of all the incumbent senators. And among the pro-Marcos supporters, the top responses are Senator Jinggoy Estrada, Senator Amy Marcos, and Senator Bato de la Rosa. Magkakadikit sila, 26 to 28%. So I think it's safe to say that the Marcos voters do not necessarily identify with Senator Amy now, no? Given that yun nga, meron silang away ng kanyang kapatid na ating Pangulo.
Kumbaga, it doesn't follow.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was
Yan yung
wondering-
sinasabi natin mga kababayan. Kaya nga, malinaw doon na hindi paninira yung ginawa ni Amy. Yung ginawa ni Amy ng pagbubulgar sa kanyang kapatid sa INC rally ay hindi ho nakabuti para sa kanya. Hindi ho nakabuti sa Marcos family or Marcos name. Iyon po ay lalong binagsak sila. So ibig sabihin, hindi niya yun sinabi para siraan yung kapatid niya, umangat siya. Hindi yun. Kasi sinasabi ng ibang mga, alam mo na, yung mga loyalista, yung mga tatanga-tanga dyan, sasabihin nila, ano yan, kaya yan siniraan para umangat siya. Hindi, wala. Lalong it doesn't follow nga eh. Lalong walang nangyari. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? There are other motives, which is simply, gusto niya na pauwiin yung kanyang ading dahil kawawa na, nakikita niya na, baka malapit na. Hindi, according to Amy to hindi ho according to me. Kasi nga, sabi nga, pati breakfast na, yun na binabanatan eh. So, ibig sabihin, talaga may problema na ho. Yun yung sinasabi dito. Ito pa, tingnan niyo ito naglilid si VP Sara Duterte.
Pre-election surveys for presidential elections in 2028. Ayan na, I guess based on our conversation, people can guess who the top name is. We've got Sara Duterte at 33%. Raffy Tulfo is a far second place, just a little over 13%. Lenny Robredo is also at 13%.
Wala pa siya kalahati si Tulfo. Alam mo kung ba't bumagsak to si Tulfo? Sa totoo lang kay si Raffy Tulfo, bakit bumagsak? Kasi, di ba, alam ko, tumaas siya noon nung sa senator. Hindi, this is just an objective observation according to what I'm seeing in the social media. Kasi parang, kaya nila nagustuhan si Raffy Tulfo before because they can identify with him pagdating sa mga problema sa pamilya. Pagdating sa Tulfo brand na pinagtatanggol kami nito, pinaglalabang kami nito, di ba yan inaano kami sa mga nang-aapi, nasa opisyal, mga pulis, ganyan ang Tulfo brand Di ba? Lahat sila magkakapatid, ganyan. Kaya lang, nung nanahimik si Raffy Tulfo doon sa Senado, nung pumutok na itong issue ng flood control project, every time na may pumuputok na issue, tas bigla siyang tumitigil along the way. We do not know why. There are accusation, pero hindi natin alam kung sigurado yung accusation na yon. Pero lagi siyang ganon. Para bagang, again this is not my, this is the observation na nakikita ko sa social media. Sinasabi nila, parang tumitigil after mong mabanatan yung isang ahensya, titigil ka, walang follow through, walang ganyan. Kaya tuloy nagtataka iba. Nababayaran ba yan? Bakit ganon? Yun yung sinasabi, nababasa ko lang ito. I cannot comment on this because personally, I know Senator Raffy Tulfo and I cannot comment because sa tingin ko, it would be unfair. It would be unfair if I judge him according to my being, alam mo yun, kilala ko as a person. So, ang akin, I will just tell you what people observe and what I observe objectively. Pero bahala na kayo mag-judge. Yun ang nakikita ng tao kay Senator Raffy. Biglang tumatahimik pagkatas bumanat. dadagdagan pa na itong issue ng flood control project na ang ingay-ingay ni hindi siya nagsasalita dito. Wala siyang binabanatang particular na tao. Hindi siya yung supposedly sana ikaw yung katulad ni Marcoleta na bumabanat dito sa issue ng flood control. Hindi nakita ng tao sa kanya yon. Para bang sa dating sa tao nito nabudol sila. Nabudol sila nung pagkatapos maupo sa Senado, wala nang nangyari. Yun ang sa tingin nila nangyari. And personally, yun din ang medyo katanungan ko sa sarili ko. Bakit tila hindi nagsasalita itong si Raffy Tulfo pagdating sa Senado? 'Di ba? Na supposedly siya yung pinakamatapang diyan nung simula ng kanyang Senate career eh. Siya ang pinakamatapang diyan pero ngayong issue ng flood control na mas matindi ang pang-aabuso nito sa taong bayan, hindi siya nagsasalita. Bakit? Natatakot ba siya sa Marcos? Kasi alam mo naman, ang lahat ng bagbanggit kay Romualdez at kay Marcos ay kinakasuhan, pinapatanggal, sinususpend. Lahat eh. Sisigurado yung gigipitin nila pag binanggit mo ang pangalan na hindi dapat banggitin. Oh, ayan siguro, malamang, kaya bumagsak siya. O, di ba? Hindi naman bumagsak. Kaya siya wala sa kalahati ni VP Sara Duterte kasi tumaas ng 3% eh. To be fair, tumaas ng 3%. Ibig sabihin, talagang, alam mo yun, hindi pa rin siya pwedeng i-compare kay VP Sara Duterte.
Then you got Bongo, and fifth place
Right.
is Robin Padilla. This more or less corroborates what you've been saying about the Duterte camp gaining a bit of momentum and
Right.
in getting a window of opportunity. But talk us through this. How much
Kaya lang ang na-observe ko dito, no? Ontiveros, 2.4%. Yan pa naman yung nangangarap. Yan pa naman yung kasamahan niya nung yung kami na lang ang mag-aayos sa Pilipinas. Oy, mga gunggong, 2.4% lang naniniwala sa inyo. Kayo aga-ayos ang Pilipinas? Gago! Kapal din ang mukha mo no? Kaya nagaganyan-ganyan yung mukha mo Kapal Anak kayo ng tutsa, Gago! Katuloy.
more do you expect this to change?
Well, the first question is, with all these things happening, aabot pa ba tayo ng 2028?
Naku po, patay tayo dyan. Huwag ganun. Baka masidisyon ka dyan. Sasabihin na naman nila, may isang political analyst na, hindi, alam mo naman ng ngayon, TH na ang gobyerno ngayon. Siyempre, pagka lulong, di ba? Pag lulong ka talaga, TH ka Lulong sa kapangyarihan. Di ba? TH ka
ng kaguluhan sa politika natin. But objectively speaking, it's not surprising because as expected, the Vice President still has a solid base of support and still remains to be the favorite on top of the pre-2028 election survey. And of course, it also reflects the past surveys with Senator Raffy Tulfo coming at a very low second. No? But what's surprising here is that the former Vice President and former presidential candidate, now Mayor Leni Robredo, despite the fact of not doing anything political, not being involved in all of this, still has that solid support of, was it 13%, right?
13%, yeah.
Oh, 13%. No, so it's either within the margin of error, it becomes 15, it becomes 13, but it never goes below or outside the margin of error. So that means that base of support, the original pink movement that supported her candidacy, is still there. Now the question is, what will she do with it? Will she decide to have a second run? If not, she should decide early, right? Because whomever she endorses would benefit from that 13%.
Ayan. So, sinabi naman ito, nananatili daw si Pero alam mo, mahirap yan. Malabo na yan. If I were Leni, wag na siyang tumakbo. Unang-una, ang tindi ng pangarap nung niya yung kakampi niya, kaalyado niya si Ontiveros. Kawawa naman si Ontiveros. Di ba? Pangalawa, medyo hirap sa kasaysayan yung lumaban na bilang presidente tapos natalo tapos mananalo uli. Pwede siguro mangyari yon kung ginawa niya yung Leni Robredo, di ba? Nagnaga siya. Inayos niya yung Naga. Talaga nagkaroon ng asenso sa Naga. Ayun, pwede pa siguro siya in the future. But not now. Malabo yan. Hindi mananalo yan. Ang pag-asa lang nila, sa totoo lang ang pag-asa nila si Tulfo. Yan lang ang pag-asa nila. Pero alam mo, medyo napansin ko may napansin lang ako doon Bakit wala si Romualdez doon? Hindi tingnan niyo. Dahil ba sobrang baba ni Romualdez? Wala, nandun ba? Sorry hindi ko ata nakita wait Ayun pala, nandun siya. Sobrang baba. Utangin na niyang 0.8%. Sorry naman. Sorry. Hindi ko nakita. Ayop. Sorry. 0.8% pala. 0.8% pala si Romualdez. Baka pag tumakbo ko, mas manalo pa ako dyan, ano? Ayop na buhay to. Joke lang po.
Oh, anong sinasabi namin ni Maharlika this entire time? Di ba? Nagkamali ba kami? Addict talaga yung si Bongbong Marcos at saka si Lisa Marcos. Nagdodroga yan. Pumupunta yan dito sa Amerika para sumali sa sex den. Pumapasok yan sa mga sex den. Nagsasalitan yan ng partners dito. Nako, nakakadiri yung presidente nyo sa Pilipinas. Meron pa nga akong audio na tinitira yan sa puwet si Bongbong Marcos. Nakakadiri, nakakahiya, nakakasuka. Diyos ko, Lord. Yan ang sinasabi namin this entire time kami na Maharlika. Hindi kami nagkakamali. Hindi kami fake news. Ilang beses namin sinasabi yan. Ngayon, ano pa bang kailangan nyo mangyari? Kapatid na mismo ang nagsabi na addict yan. Nagsasalitan yan ng partner, sumasali yan ng sex parties. Nakakadiri. Mag-asawa ang tatandaan nyo na, putang ina nyo.
Ama naming Diyos na makapangyarihan sa lahat, salamat po sa iyong pagmamahal na hindi nagmamaliw. Sa gitna ng kaguluhan sa aming bansa, turuan niyo po kaming magtiwala sa iyong hustisya at hindi sa hustisya ng tao. Linisin niyo po ang aming mga puso at ituro niyo po ang tamang daan ng katotohanan at pag-ibig. Tulungan niyo po kaming maging ilaw sa gitna ng dilim at ipakita sa mundo na may pag-asa pa sa pangalan ng aming Panginoon Hesus. Salamat po sa pag-ibig po ninyo at salamat sa pagdinig ng aming mga panalangin at iligtas niyo po kami. Sa pangalawa po ninyong pagparito at patawarin po kami sa lahat ng aming mga pagkukulang at pagkakasala sapagkat ito po ang aming samot hiling sa matamis na pangalan ng aming Panginoon Hesus. Amen.
Sa lumang silid, mag-isa kang tahimik. Walang kamera, palakpak ay wala na. Ngunit sa bawat pader ng bayang iniwan mo, may pangalan mong di na mabubura.
Minsan kang naging balikat ng mahihina, kalaban ng takot, kakampi ng man laging nasabi ang tama, pinili mong ipaglaban ang madla.
Hindi ka sakdal gaya naming lahat, pero tumindi ka nang walang pag-atras. At ngayong pagod ka na, hanggang sa dulo, ikaw ay mahal. Kahit papagod na ang iyong katawan, Tatay, salamat sa iyong paglaban. Ngayon kami naman, hanggang sa dulo. Ka na sa mga batikos, wala nang tugon, wala nang galit, pero sa mata ng mga maralita, naroon pa rin
At yun na nga mga kababayan, ano na ang masasabi mo? Kung mayroon kayong hinaing at komento patungkol sa balitang ito, please comment down below. Pag-uusapan natin yan sa comment section. At kung nagustuhan nyo ang video, ay huwag kalimutang mag-like at i-share na din para mas marami pang makaalam at umabot ito sa marami sa ating mga kababayan. Maraming salamat po.
Mabuti pa ang sardinas, may label. Tayo, wala.
Oo nga pala.
Nay, ito na yung bayad ko sa isa, ano? O, kunin mo yung isa. Isa muna, yan o. Tapos, isa pa, di ba? 4 dapat na sardinas eh. O, yan. 3 na. Pang-4 na sardinas. Okay na.